Hello everyone, MarcusWolfe here, welcoming y'all back to another episode of Chrono Cross. Last we left off, we finally made our way into the Sea of Eden after killing the Guardian that was just outside in the seas, and entered Chronopolis, which I mentioned is basically, I just realized when I was editing the last video, I kept calling it Midgard Tower. I'm so sorry. I really meant Shinra Tower. It reminds me of Shinra Tower. And I would say this part reminds me more of Shinra Tower than the Tower of Geddon at the supermarket, at the mall area. It's just really amazing detailing they have here. It really just reminds me of Shinra Tower. And of course, this stair section reminds me of that as well. That we're gonna climb up the never-ending stairs, the cursed stairs that Barrett complained about. It's like, are we almost there yet? Oh god. I don't remember seeing this enemy, but I could be totally wrong. Yeah, I don't remember seeing this enemy. I think it would have been... Oh, I just critted to death, didn't I? Okay, yeah, well... Sure. Oh, at Serge's current power output, he attacks everything with basically no effort. Everything just falls... Everything just falls apart in front of him. It just dies. See, this is so literally just the stairs. Really? Another forget-me-not pot? Okay, sure. I get two, apparently. This is a strange place to get a forget-me-not pot. It's so late. It is a strange place to get it. Really, it is so late into the game. You're basically at disc 2, and things are almost done at this point. I figured that was a door. Thank God I was right. Can I... I can. Oh god. Well, since we crossed over anyway, we can't turn off the thing. Am I supposed to be here? I don't know. Get out of my way, please. Security level 2 lock, please release the lock. Thank you. How do I release the lock? I would love to know. Was I not supposed to cross over into the, Great Beyond? Wait, I'm confused. Everywhere says security level 2 locked. Is this door security level 2? No. Psh. Oh, this... Oh, this place... Oh, look at this. It's a map of the entire world. Or at least the entire world in terms of Chrono Cross. The entire El Nido Island. So this was actually a nice place to... Oh. Okay. Oh, I see now. Oh, yeah. Well, let's listen to what these guys have to say first. Originally, El Nido was nothing but ocean. The El Nido archipelago is purely artificial, all of it created by fate. It was a remodeling plan that took place 10,000 years ago. A plan that included islands blessed with nature in the Sea of El Nido. The main island, the Earth Dragon Isle, Water Dragon Isle, Black Dragon Isle, the development of elements, using the energy of the natural world, the distribution of memory terminal devices called the Records of Fate that could survey and guide people's lives, the research center staff who had their memories of the future erased, left the center and began a life outside amidst nature. This is how Fate's paradise came to existence. And for over 10,000 years, Fate has been watching over and guiding the descendants of the staff who left this research center. Everything was in perfect harmony. That is, of course, until 14 years ago, when a boy came into contact with the flame on the night of the storm. Yeah. 10,000 years ago, it was just this area and Gaia's navel. Although, I don't know why he put in that one picture and it only shows Gaia's navel and here. When, back at the beginning, in the entrance hall, it said the entire area was empty except for here. So I don't know why Gaia's navel is here, but whatever. But yes, the whole of El Nido Oh, sorry, this cough is just so stubborn. Anyway, yes, the whole of El Nido is an artificial island. Artificial. And 10,000 years ago, the original staff of this research facility had their memories erased, and they were sent out to populate these islands and basically grow into their own culture, their own island culture. So everyone that has lived here are descendants of those researchers. It's interesting. That's what I'll say. Where was the lock released for the elevator again? I don't know why, but my mind's been blanking out recently. Too much work and stress, I suppose. Oh, by the way, I saw a boy and a flashy-looking chick touching that panel. Yeah, I didn't want that. Okay. So, it's interesting. These shadows are like shadows of memories, and yet they're cognizant of what is happening currently. A flashy boy and a girl. That's Dark, Serge, and Kid. On this panel, they're doing something with this panel. There we go. Security level 2 locked. Releasing the lock. Yay! Cannot access granted. So we basically now granted ourselves access. Oh, and also, this guy said the harmony of these islands was broken 14 years ago during the night of the storm when the boy touched the flame. What happened 14 years ago with Serge? Remember, he got sick or injured? Something happened that basically he was dying. And his father and Miguel came to, you know, try and figure things out. And look at this. This is a history right here. This is how it normally looked 10,000 years ago. No, you little Dumbo. Wait. Oh, that's it. I thought each of these things showed something. Never mind, I lied. Okay. I thought it was like one of those, like, puzzles where the things will change, but no, it's just flashing between two static images. Okay, never mind. That's fine. Bye. But yeah, there's some really cool lore about the El Nido archipelago. It is all just... It's just... That's the best way I can put it. And... Can I unlock this now? No. Well, okay, so I guess I was just supposed to come in here through the lasers, I guess. Oh yeah, there is something that we can get here. Enter lock release code. Oh, I don't know. 23? Error, yeah, I figured. Oh. Okay, that was fine. What's in here? There's a mysterious being. We have to bring someone here that knows what this is. Okay, sure. I think this is supposed to be for, what's his name? Grobik? I mean, this is a futuristic place, so I wouldn't be surprised if it is meant for Grobik, but I am honestly not 100% sure. Are you serious? Okay, fine, bye. Open the door, please. It probably is for Grobik. You know what, let me see if I can confirm that. Alright, let me see if my memory here was right. It probably wasn't, but it's gonna be what it be. Let's see. Grobik, do you know about this? Oh god, it is actually yours. I can't believe it. This cannot be. This is the ancient super weapon that was in development in Paul. But what is it doing here? It looks complete. Received Grobik's level 7 tech. Strong arm. Okay, I was right. Okay, good, I was right. My memory, even though this endgame area, my memory is terrible and shot up, I still remember that. I don't know why I still remember that, but whatever. Let's go ahead and equip this onto... No, stop it. Let's equip this onto Grobik. God dang it. Grobik doesn't have very good, doesn't have a very good element grid. I mean, look at that. Compared to Riddell and Serge, his amount of elements that he can use is quite poor. But then again, he's more of a puncher, so that's fine. And Strong Arm is a secret weapon banned by the poor military. It was in development, but banned. That's why he was surprised that it's here and yet complete. Because the process was banned. And you know what, I'm just gonna keep with... Oh, what's his name? Grobik. I just had him in my mind, and it's like, what's his name? I'm gonna keep Grobik in the party for, the rest of the episode, because why not? It's no fun to just keep having Riddell and... Oh. Okay, that's fine. I need to use the elevator anyway. I thought I could just continue walking up the stairs, so that's fine. So now that I released the lock on the elevator, I can go ahead and just use it to go wherever the heck I need to go. Sorry, I got distracted by something real quick there. So let's see, where is that elevator? Well, I had to cross through here, out of my way, bye-bye. We're gonna go ahead to the 3rd floor now. Oh god, I almost ran into that little thing. And you know, I just gotta say, this lobby area for the elevator, it really reminds me of a couple of the floors in Shinra Tower. So, really, this is Shinra Tower 2.0. It really is. I know I say that as a joke, but the execution of certain portions of the map and the overall design really feels Final Fantasy VII's Shinra Tower. And I wonder if this was their way to just... Now that they had a better grasp of what the PS1 could do in terms of hardware power and capabilities, if this was their chance to kind of reimagine it a little bit and say, this is what we could have done with Final Fantasy VII. Way back when, a few years ago. Sir? Oh, I can't see. Where the hell did you go? Oh, there you are. You just blended in. The DNA records are poems and music. Adenine and thymine. Guanine and cytosine. Rhythm and melody. What? Perhaps the DNA of the ones who make contact with the flame is recomposed by the sound they generate within. I wonder if life forms are just dreaming in an endless flow of music. Wait. Adenine and thymine. Guanine and cytosine. Adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. Rhythm and melody. No, the reason why I'm thinking about this is... It's literally 6 items. I mean, not 6 items, 6 names. Composed by the sound they generate within. Basically, the music of nature, I think is what he's saying. Why 6 items specifically? That's kind of interesting. I'm actually not kidding. I do not remember this part at all. I truly do not. So I am being taken for a trip as we talk, as I talk to these guys. Hey, we got a secret area back here. Not really secret. We got a rainbow yay, we got 3 rainbow shells, but we don't have shiny items to make very good weapons or armor. So rainbow shells kind of a moot point. Thionine, guanine. I mean, those are obviously scientific names, and he said DNA. I can't help but wonder, because, you know, on a DNA strand model, everything is color coordinated. Give me one moment, please. I just have to see this. Give me one moment. See if my idea was right. Okay. I was right. I was right. The DNA strands... The DNA strands are color-coded. The thionine... adenine, whatever, you know, the DNA strands. More specifically, like adenine on like and I'm looking at a color-coded genome DNA chart that color codes each of the strands and pieces. Adenine is green, thymine is red, cytosine is blue, and I'm sorry, adenine is green, thymine is red, cytosine is blue, guanine is yellow. So, in terms of rhythm and melody, they're black and white. See, that's why I had to stop and think there. It's like, isn't that color-coded with regards to the elements? So, the music of nature, the colors of nature, the human strands of DNA the strands of DNA that dance along melody and rhythm, light and dark. I No, that's why I had to stop and think, because it's like, isn't that what they're referencing? Colors? And I just found that it's so coincidental that it has to do with the with our element grids, the colors. It's just very interesting. Model of brain evolution. Model of lower animal brain. Model of brain behavior. Model of brain analysis. Yeah, definitely scientific crap going on here. Memory scanning and rewriting is not that difficult a thing. As a matter of fact, it's possible to simulate the thoughts and feelings of each individual. These are all just electric signals that float around the circuitry of the brain, after all. The vessels of flesh can be reproduced through cloning. And the soul stored within these fleshy vessels? Well, they can be simulated as well. Thus, one could even go so far as to say that death itself no longer exists. Of course, the expiration of an individual being, as a variation within species, does occur. Though overall, we can reverse the old maxim and say that where there is no death, there will be life. Where there is life, there's death. Where there's no death, there's life. So basically, be controllers of not just time, but also life and death? What is this place about? We control human emotions by using controlling human emotions. That means by manipulating the nerve transmitters inside their brains, it's possible to control the feelings and even personalities of humans. Fate uses the records of Fate to connect directly to the brains of the humans with whom they come into contact. Therefore, Fate not only imprints what actions the humans should take into their brains, but it also rewrites their personalities and feelings. Okay, so those save points, canonically speaking, are Chronopolis' way of keeping watch over everyone on the islands. And actively rewriting their personalities and thought processes. That is where we stumble into the sci-fi goldmine here. The life forms on this planet developed from single-celled microorganisms up to protozoans, then from fish to amphibians, from reptiles to mammals, and then eventually to humans, beginning with a cerebral neocortex, which only exists in higher mammals. The anthropod brain enlarged at an accelerating pace until it became the human brain that we know today. Could the reason for abnormal development of the human brain be the biological contamination caused by lavos? If that's so, then that would mean humans are really a heterogeneous life form, or foreign matter as far as the planet is concerned. Humans are a sudden mutation caused by the contact with lavos, an alien life form that fell to this planet from space in 65 million BC. That is why humans are, biologically speaking, unbalanced and half-finished. Internally inconsistent and disconnected, the human existence is plagued by contradictions, an incomplete species torn between love and hatred, whose very being is, in itself, contradictory. From the planet's viewpoint, humans are just destroyers and a cursed, yet perhaps also pathetic blight on the world. Wow. That just goes into like the whole philosophical thing right there. I mean, it draws some connections to real world because, you know, with the whole Laos thing in 65 million BC, that is a direct correlation to the real world idea of a big ass meteor falling in 65 million BC and killing all dragons, killing all dinosaurs, which in this world was all the reptiles. And they were just apes at the time. More ape than human, if you will. Can I kill you? Yes. And because of the contact that they had with lavos, which is an alien life form, the humans of this world, at least from what I'm gathering according to this scientist, they evolved too quickly. They evolved so quickly that they're kind of incomplete and humans are not a humans are not a perfect species, and that again feels like a direct relation to the real world, where us as humans, we are not a perfect species by any stretch of the imagination. And whoever, wow, 1 damage, that is amazing. So whoever tries to tell you that humans are the perfect species, they are deluded, and I will wholeheartedly agree with that. Whoever says that us as humans are, you know, perfect is insane. We are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And in point to that, what that scientist said, we are kind of a blight to our world. We are actively destroying it in every generation in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's over mining for materials, it's digging for oil, constantly overusing fossil fuels that are not renewable, destroying forests, destroying habitats, killing off animals. The list can go on and on and on. We are basically a blight upon the planet. So from the planet's viewpoint, we are not the good guys. We are actively, constantly destroying parts of the world that have existed long before we ever came into existence. And I guess in that I know I went well into the philosophical there, honestly, but I feel that this game, in this portion, really goes into that philosophical discussion. What does it mean to be human? Why are we even here in the first place? Please present the central lab registration card. Okay, so we can't go to the basement. I figured since the basement was there, we can go down. But yeah, it's a scientifically speaking, within the game, it's a lot of scientific mumbo-jumbo. But when you're trying to connect it to the real world, it becomes like philosophical, almost. And it really, if you do stop to think about it, you do have to wonder, what does it mean? What does it mean for us to be human? Why are we here? Why do we do the things that we do? You know, it really makes you think. The experiment will begin soon. Please evacuate to your designated positions. We will do the same in case of an emergency. Only personnel registered as Arbiter may enter. Oh, okay, so we're gonna need to find the Arbiter. Like in Halo. Find the Arbiter! I have not played Halo in so long, I forgot what the Arbiter was about. Everyone, gather around, please. So, let's see. In the 11th century, a scientist by the name of Luca indicated the possibility of time travel through the use of a time egg. And for those of you who don't know, a time egg utilizes miniature black holes. Whether this could actually be possible or not is still the subject of intense debate, and despite the many years between the 11th century and now, no conclusions have been made. But according to her theory, by rotating a single point of supergravity, space-time continua can be drawn in, thus making it possible to transform that singular point in time, which pulls in everything else, into a ring formation. Using this ring as a gate between dimensions, it should be possible to travel back and forth between various space-time. So by choosing a very specific point in the world, and then causing that point to bend and distort. Because the idea is that traveling between time, there's like a wall. You can't pass that wall. And traveling between dimensions, we're all parallel. You will never cross. But by bending reality in that one specific point, you can breach the wall of time and go from time to time, as well as creating a perpendicular path that will connect otherwise parallel dimensions. Wow. I've heard that the time egg already existed during the legendary ancient dynasty of 12,000 BC. Though we shouldn't have to rely on theories from an ancient civilization that may not have even existed. So, that said, we can do this, guys. We got all the equipment we need here. But it's been said that time was altered using the time egg. Ah, that's just a legend. There isn't even any evidence to prove that this ancient dynasty ever existed. The experiment should be starting soon. After we discovered an unusual gravitational field in this barren sea of El Nido, we built several artificial islands and established Chronopolis. This was all done to facilitate our top-secret research. So the El Nido archipelago had some, like, time-bending stuff naturally within it, so that's why they set up shop here. And whatever timeline that Chronopolis is working on, apparently 12,000 BC either did not exist, or it just... Actually, no, it did exist. I lied. It did exist. The problem is, it's been so long, it just become legend. But now, our research is about to come to its end. Once the final adjustments are made, the experiment will commence. It's just a matter of time now, so everyone should keep up their good work. But the chief hasn't returned yet. He hasn't? Well, then we'll just have to hold off until he gets back. But to think that time is not absolute, yet elastic, relative and subjective, that there can be individual differences caused by changes in time. Perhaps the same people and life forms can even exist in several different space-times, an independent time that flows with a will of its own. Pretty much nonsense. And again, the philosophical talk about how time works. And just to point out real quick, when he's talking about the time egg, there was evidence that the time egg existed in 12,000 BC, to which it did because, remember, Gaspar created the time egg, so therefore it did exist there. However, there's no door on level 3. Wow, I'm surprised. We found Magnify, yay, and there's also this Shadow person. The chief said he was going out for a walk. He's probably by the docks somewhere, gazing out to sea. Okay, so we found where the chief is. He's at the docks, which is perfect timing because we're really running on time, but I let it go because it was so much philosophical discussions that I just had to let it go. Oh, and yeah, but before I forget, wow, my throat is killing me now. Before I forget, the time egg. Yes, it existed in the ancient dynasty, which was 12,000 BC, courtesy of Gaspar, who was on research duty to make the time egg. However, these folks here of 2400 BC, the non-ruined, the non-destroyed future, where levels didn't exist to destroy the future, in this time frame, there's no record of the time egg being used, because if you think about it, in Chrono Trigger, the time egg was used to bring Chrono back to life in 2300 AD of when Lavos had destroyed the world. There's no data on this Chronopolis in Chronopolis's alternate 2400 AD because it was never used. It was used in the Chrono Trigger timeline of 2300 AD. A lot of things are connecting between this game and Chrono Trigger, and yet because the theory and idea of crossing between time and different parallel dimensions exists, we as the player know what happened in Chrono Trigger, but here in Chronopolis, some things are just theory simply because the main timeline of Chrono Trigger was either changed or we're in a different timeline altogether from that. We're in a different timeline / dimension from that. A lot of philosophical discussions about humans, our role that mirrors real world, and also philosophical ideas about how time works, what it means to be able to cross through time, what can you do, what is theoretically possible. Yeah, Chronopolis is a mind bender. It really is. It makes you think. And while I don't remember much about Chronopolis because I was a stupid teenager when I last played and got to this point, playing it now as an adult, I really appreciate this, I keep saying it, but philosophical stuff that they keep mentioning, and I just love it. And I'll continue to love it and think upon it as I draw an end to this episode and give my voice a rest. Oh boy. Later.